Yaba nyina wachi mama kwaba emfa emra Adom TV. Na otwe dwumadi esu enenesu ye bemreda. Obo ade e na otwe ofro asa afemye ebiem. Ebra wi se na otwe sema odu a etwa edigu ye fiti ne kwasiada ebesi di fiada animpo enanopai ne esi ya wonte ne wate opemu enchiremu ye kyerase ne badwafo edi ho enkobo ne o ba bi betimi apɛ ne puma sebre ere akwakosem wache mu akwa ba bi medin de akwasi inse free sebre kopin se nondu ebebo me no na etna ba besom ahwesem a edi ehim na otwi emu na wi so obeka na otwi emu na enkare aban soafo na ohwo man Ghana adwedie ene efirima ho ensem so owura John Allan Kojo Chirebaten edbetu ja safiro ni NPP amyoko no etonkwanta a omo apai omuni bibia eye ebiem onu akasa ekose content krakwa akopre mampani adwa afimpiemienu ene adwenu nan abatonim na ne odidi enimu akọ eye movement for change. Questions bebre na abaho se Allan Chirebaten NPP nkuan pokura criticism ena wontimi na Ghana mu nyina san ewo so a obetimi agina no ana die na wo Allan Chirebaten wo ye unique ye betimi amana set difference wo wona apre content croma pen di bra Ghana ankoye amfa momo e be hwa Allan Chirebaten chances and the EV survivor of the movement for change no na nakonedo adma Rollins aba empenifo do bebre enso abagusita no mu nyina edom die abafam nyina Samson akọ eye NPP ameko wankasa kra na owura Tarzan Chashweku Bobe enso ne de e by 1996 against 2000 elections and so amfa. So the question is say dear na Allan Chirebaten movement for change ebetimi aye ebetimi make a difference be and am kind already failed independent presidential aspirants there no ehom eno na che na otwe muso ade ba konso betodwa e bi e pa say abato komisagusu e trading ade ba kwa mpanifo edi wo enkomo eye nkwada enya mfinhyedu nwotwe a ye twe wodi wa bato enkratar emu enye na to commission kwa na reason concern no mampani abedeche Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia so a receive concern abra na otwe mu obo apro ewo krabobere mantantwe miawdo a ye twetwe edi sene di twe no eko edifa questions ebi mu ebisa ayesem sese yabo abato empesua ya nke bi ebese adwunu baako ebie du nwotwe nyina yabo ni nyina bua ane aye baako atraye political party agents na betimi ahwema kasa asimesi we die ye na timpotem wa yenim no sa agent ni nyina omnim obi bia owo district ni nyina so betimi abase limited registration na ya center no only district offices no ene nam so bi ama mo free etimi nya kwanya ekotwe omodi ana why na e challenge why because people register agents no mo honum no because oye agent a onim district ni pa nyina enti no ebe din dia man so betimi a challenge say esimese na so benti de ye nim no onya mfinhye du nwotwe all I say bi akaye no electoral areas na ye no yakuma obi anim obi e oba bi obi a eti no so ye behwe sa dynamics we nyina ye say kwame de betimi so afa so a ye be deal with minors a omotwe mudi akoya bato ni krata so against 2024 general elections a era Ghana for and come on awesome o ka obi na wie mudi na timi adwe payo e de ma join live on Facebook Adom TV Extra o kwa share like for comments etwa se beje berpem akenkan e de ma once again me dey akwasi is na otwe dwumadi eni hwe ye ba esie esa makwa ba biem eti ebra se ne abadwafo betras na yedi enkomo sem di kaka kire no na otwi mu John Allan Kojo Chirebaten ena e trendy ona e trendy Allan goes solo ebi mkra caption go me be say Allan Chirebaten resigns again Senesi 2008 right after Legon 17 aspirants ne ko gine ne ko wi akire Allan se ne ma bi ankoye afama ne party mu no ebi asa ko say Allan resigns again but quickly ekwo ne ko hwe ensema owura John Allan Kojo Chirebaten abroad tunanum tuori atodwa se oni MPP ameko no to kwanta omo apafe no kasa ekwo kontenkro no akopre mampani adwa eni sode wo ekuta no person be di mampani e wo Ghana hwe we ne ko di nkomo ise
Wabra ora alanchremanten no manga na nyina kasa nne eno odi tudwa se wabra amanyukuo no ekwa abato so afempim mienu no nso mu a na ogina mu bie no na nka wo ko nanim pa se obema nei mampani na nado dankwa akufu ado eho atemfifire pa na eso odwene amanyukuo no enka nkoro ne nkabo mu ho edi tudwa se nya de a obekwa abato ni biem ema mampani na nado dankwa akufu ado egina ya wedi nkunim na eso hwe ahofama a wade bu amanyukuo nyina echi no na omanfo bi egusu hunehuna one na chitaafo a okeka nsem bi anokure bia ennim to no so ya wachire se eno ka ho bi kura na wo twen no mfra manyukuo no afempim mienu ne nso mu a sa ba bio anioma no ekoso wanu nti wasade atudwa se nyade a obedom amanyukuo ni bio.
Despite the sacrifice I made to unite the party as referred to above, there were very serious post-primary attacks on my supporters all over the country and an open show of hostility. Some of my supporters were victims of brutalities and continue to bear the scars of that treatment. I made several representations to the then leadership of the party, drawing their attention to the rancorous and divisive behavior of some elements in the party. Regrettably, however, my representations went unheeded.
Benjamin Kofi Aye kanimra shebedwene de momanfo wo Apadenchira West ya osan eka ora alanchremanten entobokuo hu enso editudwa se alanchremanten eni so ade hunu nyina egina MPP amanyekuo no adwempo ya odidi dwuma ewo man mu enenti amanyekuo no ma eni endi sifo mpa a wo mu efe bebefro de wani akire no efo homedom won na wonchekere wo man foforo.
Believe in the ideals of the party. The founders of this party but I disi omeniso no eno na da ho si ye ni so eti anybody bia who believes in that vision no should support to make sure that vision no comes to fruition. It is not a matter of say oh ye MPP ni anaso ye NDC ni anaso oh ye whatever.
Babra ora alanchremanten no manga na nyina
alanchremanten eyensam trofo nhyiamu a wodi betu dwa sesesei wa FMPP amanyukuo ni mu a ono akasa ekogina sekwanten kro e wa afimpinu ene aduonu nan abato ni mu akire no ena yamani boni ye wa santemanten mu etusi montene so ne manfo bi ekotwetwe nkomoje wono madwenkyere efa agina ya wura yi asie yi ho enu mu ene dwadefo bi a wonom edi wondwa e wo kumase adum editu dwa se wonom de afimpinu ene aduonu nan abato no wonom ebetai wura no achi sebe ya obetimi adi nkunim abaye mampanyini ewo mai
alanchremanten sabe when you global icon when you local ni international globally obianim alanchremanten ye ni modern bo ye ni nimdie ene niema oyo ede bua sabe oman ene amanamani nyina enu nti ene ye pese abaye president ye kuya kura ni Greater Kumasi Industrial City at the power of via eye
me pa chala wa ble enti sala ate ne ho a obi amalan enya asumdue
ebi mu sisi se wa hwe a obedi ntwo wo de wa ye nu
me pa cho da bi one day wo mela ye beto ama no
te ye di ne me pa tu akwa mu pa ekoya MPP for the man afa so no lokure entwa yie kura ko so say mama ne de ya wo de abemnimfi bi tin ho afia MPP party ni Dr. Excellence politics o say bibia mafia ho but man the mafia na me ho da hododo me support idea we more than 1,000%. A 9 decision was taken on because it's also a bold decision. Alanchremanten now crowd party move. We had the UMP. Why take position baby we're gonna happen when you pakotwa and when the party in swatch and this is what why a 9 decision because the entire because 9 decision say MPP for no money ni ye. Oma hapman no oma ni ye kra. I think yeah, oma ni ye. I think say this is not taking back Buano, Asabo, Mino, Asabo, and Chidifo, because Alan will be or Ghana for my the Ghana for Akuma Super Yi.
Eti ora John Alan Kojo Chiremate press conference yo ye emu echire Ghana phobia chiro madwen ewo ho NPP mpenifobia omo so throw in omo support ade ama no be say Honorable Ben Aye Boniface Abubakar Sadiq former MP for Medina and former Zongo Development Minister and afen so former Ashanti Regional Minister Ora SK Buafo Omnyina through support ade ama openi John Alan Kojo Chiremate e won independence ya okon emu Meko zoom akwakodi enkwasam ne kasabadwafo enso atenase. Lawyer Andrew Apia Dankwa a member of Movement for Change Communications team. Ohanum Sanso and Alfred Thompson, member of the NPP National Communications team. Ono Frederick Yao Ahinkwa enso ye NDC MP for Jama North constituency. Lamekwa na mini openi Jonathan Asante Ochre, political science lecturer at University of Cape Coast, any kind entry and Kwansana, Maba Abejafo wo Efiano. Dr. Otie came watching pay eba na outreach media so. But over to me on mutina Edin Komo.
Yeah. Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Now, if you win in idea, Yasha Komodie no ase, and the Baby Vie and ne. Alan Chemati Movement for Change. Our future, our Ghana, among yourself.
Yeah, because if now I say, I mean, for and I mean, Timo Sebia, FM stations, so I can hold the tier for so any more studio and I pay. I'm saying a little correction. I mean, yeah, political science lecture. I'm a political analyst. Our future. The canon, I say, maybe be a tears, say, you may be Bisano, a BSida. We have had so many independent candidates, but the donor entity and survive the treacherous nature and the torturous nature of the politics. Then Alan a unity, sir, and before Alan should be unity, no be any say a household name for that matter. And I will show more unknown and she say, no. But say, well, I look at because in time past, the social media be anyhow. But no, and most of the times, Nanka a mainstream media. And I want to say mainstream media, no, so no. Now, how many did we have? And it cost a lot of money to be able to be branding yourself on mainstream media. But, and then the social media platforms, are dominated by the youth. And I was trying to target, so say if about 55% of the youth in the Tuaba in 2020 elections, then the target will go a long way to, influence and name of way. Apart from that, I think so it will be so to me the level of attraction very high than if we can compare to the other independent candidate, Abba. And I think, if he gets his act right, it's not going to be easy because, Maka said, he can only be a kingmaker but not a king. And I stand by that. It's unsaid. Dear, every year, for Adrian, na Kakrana say, was a Pembe Blinabu almost a candidate to a good, but won't mean into the year and I said, won't mean in India now or say, okay, and send him to my banana and not just over 7 good. Anyway, Mpam pen and send him to Momosa. Into that psychological issue now, people will be grappling with it now. And yeah, Ebama Alan movement, I simple and easy at the amount. And sustainably, so what you are sustaining no more, and of course, also near financiers to do a lot of work for him in terms of finances. And say, would you not say a movement? It means you are not forming a party. It is a own forming party to and I just say you don't have structures in place. Because our structures in place like the NDC and NPP, simple, so they will have to do a lot of work. And you see, having these structures in place, then also will multiply effect in terms of population. As I said, Nipa any a day baby, and yes, you can go Nipa any a day baby, and so when you're sad, I don't. And as I say, I also know, dear Chere, Alan and Crawford, and wine. Apart from Benifor Bomodino, also to say, then Crawford and wine. These two political parties, the heavyweight NDC and NPP, they have MPs in parliament. MPs no more parliament, more represent different constituencies. Almost no abrebiano, they are liaising. Omone Sound Crawford, Eddie Akonia Badi, Tree Casacacao, like, one said, the interaction on regular basis. And MPs no so ending among Crawford say o Sound Crawford NDC for Sound Crawford NPP for into Alan and Crawford and wine into of course movement on the spur of the moment Crawford a bit to me I join it but or no the party and
the research here by I think from CDD I show you say 45% of a man for a join the political party no. A party named PMP na omope. Say ye party no. Not just about the person now original. About 25 to 30% and a call for the individual. Say oh a Kufuado to me pe Kufuado. A Jomama to me pe Jomama, but not necessarily say be a open NDC and I say open the MPP no. Say Alan Chemati echo with only the 25%. Are you going to say Obetimi draw significant numbers of free MPP. Abonetimi are relevant in our 2024 elections, Anna.
Certainly. The main problem is utie insert interviews boy.
Yeah.
Utumo say na me cite utumfo so a. Oka kire o mampenin say kofo Ghana for the come and you buffoon at 2 about the tear John Mahama. So I near my years were Ghana for ever Sunday a come near before a year to them. And until no show more, Utiani and go for Cana. Chesa Papano, MPP in ye. And until say, what the sound call for no, a year just a position. Then it means that the MPP is going to suffer significantly. And it means, say, it is out of sympathy.
Okay.
And you see, that analysis with teaching what's it called Asin North, that near MPPD Papano, and how uncomfortable your more share in terms of a court near DNA or model for Papano. Abama Papana sympathy vote, huge one, and it happened. So, most often than not, identify with victims. When people create that victim tag, a man nipa enya a 1 year or dofu from the other mass uncle for and until it's a banner sadia, only a move over to edit, not because it's a beer that I don't know more to mount the no but the mere fact to say nipa no omufi say a system in year no one day, I think he will get some significant number. And that significant number, no, certainly no, a buyer from the fold of the NPP.
So aside the general populist issue about Ebia Ahochre, Enema Enkoye, Ewo, Akufo-Addo led NPP Abemuno. Ade ba ko betimi asama NPP akọ opposition eye Alan Chemati opposition a okono.
Bisabio.
Maybe say aside awuyenyi a Ghana for be gina so dey ato about 2024 no. Say NPP be lose e betimi aka say Alan Chemati be play a critical role ewo NPP opposition bi obekon.
Ya go say no kra already na nkasa na Alan emfiri ekuo no mu no.
Yeah.
Na enye ma NPP. It's say you even cited CDD. Service na ba bontin all throughout. They be am cited Afrobarometer, CDD, Global Info Analytics, Economic Intelligence Unit, and lastly, their balance and fit solutions. Nina actually say the MPP is likely to lose the elections. And NDC, Economic Intelligence Unit, say NDC, we need the presidential any parliamentary significantly. That time na Alan in free mo, and until Alan so we free mo. Ebama niyama aya West at the ama MPP. Nti ano no de obi abaka say affect to omo no de.
Okay.
That just say politics no odidi agro.
Okay, Mate,
but of course, ombetimi keep outwardly no MPP can keep up an appearance. Okay. And of course, they also have to do that. Not omo re-energize omo offensive support base no. Na omo enya ahoto ene offensive say odo pabia di ama ekuo no. But you still have some numbers no two ways in terms of sympathy.
Okay, just so kakra okay, Mate.
Ebufuo come those things in ebama omo
Okay, sorry, Jonathan, just so kakra na me sa Emra studio hanom na me na bedwafo ebeto so. Mesa ba hon mo ebi menko as a lawyer and you appear dankwa a member of Movement for Change communication team. Lawyer boko there. Ehye movement no afrafranto no still na mo de ekọ afrafranto na jamo de mo tu sa 2024 akonto na na
mfa akonya mencha wo 84 question na mencha me bra pen Thompson Alfred Thompson and honorable so mencha honorable na mencha wankasa I'm federal pa
top me
ai ubisa about say movement of Afrantona ye kwa na. But I think I want to clarify say Afrantona ankasa no represent something. Okay. Represent radical transformation movement no seeking to obit me achieve. And you saw Afrantona also because a cover transformation also share the trajectory of Afrantona from a caterpillar. Suddenly to me it's a radical transformation into something very beautiful now. That radical movement now represents that kind of radical change. Radical change in terms of your thinking as a people. Radical change in terms of your perception of politics. Radical change in terms of political culture nakasa ewo on my say no. Because social your political culture is so divisive. Say you think they are two different sometimes I'm for me. Yeah, you didn't come. I say NPP for Tamana maybe your MPP and even now we now APP. Say yeah. What do I say? Some people want me. That's what I say. So who could come over Friday? It's no automatic. Automatic free. So who say MPP for election and this for election? Say again, if fearsome. Okay, if fearsome. Yeah, no cray. But maybe you say Ghana so to Yaba if fearsome. Okay. Because you need Ghana me and some you know. But before so the point I'm trying to make say sad transformation also in the way we are as politicians and as we say because many are NDC we NDC or you mean or Ghana ni some movement there. Okay. You be opposing your in terms of your ideas. But so when you say mini and a friend saying argument based on ideas then issues about disrespect, issues about violence, issues about what I say okay. Say you building a man saying your people say you building a man then a very critical says political culture now you as if your enemies as if two different Ghana no then you need to then to be okay. And now also no who can start transformation is also transformation also in terms of your economy. Because essentially BBI economy, even football economy, BBI economy, into all transformation, different from change. Because change in will take baby steps, but it's a radical shift in your mindset, and that is what Afrafrantono, butterfly, no, being creature, ultimately have this radical transformation. Okay. That is what it represents.
Minimum say what we went to. I'm also talking about the lifespan of the butterfly. Say the maximum could be about 9 months. Yeah. So people who say I'm sure na the way Alan a lifespan in our political history, you know. I'm sure now we so I could just support us for quantum fee. Send why you're more somewhere 2008, 2023.
So two aspects of the question. First of all, that lifetime of Afrafranto.
Yes.
Now, we share the ecological history of this world. so many creatures sorry atiato. Okay. Now ocean movement no from the larger group no. So ocean the first a huge dinosaur when you hobium. Now afafranto as a species with me as surviving area say natural selection and all the disasters areas here some species be a film. I must say the number of afafranto areas is here more than number of afafranto are now a war maybe 100 years ago. Then what you should tell you is Afafranton as a species, not as a one Afafranton. Okay. And so, sir, Afafranton, there's something special about Afafranton here. In spite of all the problems if we are say ecologically, Afafranton is standing strong. That's the angle you should look at it. I was that one Afafranton. Then because it tells you the personalized nature of your politics. Because when you hear politics, you say about yang. But all your politics, it's not about you. It's about Umba. It's about Umamba. It's about in generation unimum. Okay. So over Afafrantona, Afafranton must survive in Riyase for more than 3,000 years, 4,000 years. Then there's something special about Afafranton here. For all this while, no? Yes, it must survive as I am more beautiful. The second issue, I think, and that's what you say, you better address this issue. No? Say, if Alantamanta Chibia, what I say, or even the relevance, the importance or Ghana politics. But also standing idea since 1992. Yeah. Well, as I say, to things like that, can say I'm going to give a speech. Ghana practically comes to a standstill. What we should be asking ourselves, so be our own president that. Then at Alantamante, Ghana force seems to have so much, which must sustaining that level of interest in or not as a leader and as a potential president of this country. Then Alantamante, as I say, so to 728 one of the biggest propaganda because in 2007 you call primaries no. Yeah. Primaries and they on the basis of no Alantamante no. I say for the sake of the unity of NPP, I'm going to step down. Na me opinion Nanado. I don't quite then. What I say now 3 months after no. The question you should ask is the way I hear primaries ended so beautifully. It ended with the party showing a united, strong face. Then a course here. A man and says, "I'm correct here. I'm ready to step down." Because that's the question we should be asking. Strangely, so no, but so in the positive, you know, Okay. Alan Martin, attempt to say, "Oh, resigning to it." Because not for say party no issues to be. Not for say, "Oh, me sacrifice a party no." It should be partying together. In spite of that, make it tough for ye tatomo, ye buebimo, ye no mobia, and represent values. I don't think I'm dumb party no. What I say, only penny for Casa, clear the moon showing commitment as resolving those issues. What I say? So let me take this step. Say, look, maybe me a policy of principles. So I'm not catch up me a policy of principles. That's a more demonstrative and say more commitment to those principles now. That don't want to be a part of it. What we should be doing is to applaud Alan Chamantin for consistently pursuing a politics based on principle. Because what say now the NBA the same thing. Because Mudia Joy Adom multimedia on granting interview. And I'm surprised that people move. I am surprised. Or granting interview can say, listen, their party no, their party not conducting no. Clearly, no, they did not represent the values in the Mamidon party in the first place, and I did not bargain for it, for this. Or can I some Monday no? He kept on hammering on the extent to which party no, it departed from some core values. No, they don't want to say. There's a party that departed from some core values now. I mean particularize and go through it. Then what kind of justification will Alan Chamantin have? So for me, we should be applauding him. Okay. Say in the CCR say politics no, do ka creeping even parties from why it doesn't value no. Somebody is ready in spite of all the clear difficulties and dangers no. Okay. Say me dear, I'm ready to stand by a certain principle and still put through also health work. Yeah. Enya ni padom or more attached on the ticket of NPP. On the back of NPP. A brebe along this line way na Alan Chamantin contemplating to go as independent presidential candidate. A draw also health work enya dom on the back of NPP. A draw also health work enya dom on the belief among number 4 a believing in Alan Chamantin. As a member of the NPP,
NPP supporters.
But see, it also any people work no. me not to say
but MPP supporters never.
but them say na me MPP supporter this am say me go dia alanchmanti how do you know whether sa omo no come MPP supporters ni na no omo ko dia alanchmanti how do you know so omo ko nya no nya MPP supporters how do you know
because
it wasn't an MPP program. Listen, you're clear.
Yeah.
It wasn't MPP as a corporate body, a corporate institution, as a political. It wasn't their program.
Yeah.
So our program was an alanchmantin program.
Yeah, na all running as flag.
Certain couple on car say all running as flag bearer. Certainly be no nominations. Because I even help work once there no. And alanchmantin and organizing. He didn't sanction. In fact, my mom can say me as of the Thursday before Sahel House of Alanchmantin say it was a huge confusion. He was not interested because he felt say at that time that party the guidelines be out. I say yes, House work now will be flouting those things. What I say. So some of some of the boys no in defiance because now we felt say we had to more or less show Ghana for force. So you're convincing and now Friday no so nimbi wo member hobi as some folks say you are so convinced about Saturday we are you can go ahead you to consider one maybe Accra there now obaye so that health work no na NPP program
okay so
na health NPP program
it basically bet me about say nipa dodo na ebae no are likely to move with alanchmantin.
It could be right now early days we don't know but I'm telling you say at least we close circle sana minima na ka nya MPP for you call health work libi no 100% obi akọ go with him and so close circle in excess of 1,000 no it's a close circle people are missing no I call say health work libi because I hold that MPP program so health work and now you see am I also imprison so be call health work libi no MPP you see am I make sa presumption no so be call say health work libi no or yeah the numbers were so huge me who be that the numbers were so huge. And also, there is a man for so maybe I have a deep thought about this. Around the time I call your health work, no, that time not because of IMF issues, no, because of all the it's not MPP as if popularity, MPP popularity, no, okay, from power. So that's why even of the concern say, hey, now more sure say book has alanchmantin to come here, which means your son numbers. Yeah. So with very minimum mobilization, and upon I was shocked at the numbers are about Holland. Okay. So the point is that from 92 to now, alanchmantin has so many things. So I'm impacted. I'm for Bibri, I'm for Bibri, ABB Juma, the kind of person all year, the kind of credibility and competence I will show, and the kind of tolerance. Okay. Also, one of the few positions in this was say, what you say, no more debate, what you say, I disagree. But of course, in the center or Yan interview, we about John Mama Abaso, say why the Sunny E blocks. Because the alanchmantin politics, for him, you know, the most important consideration here, what is the best interest of Ghana? And so it doesn't matter. And because of the 1 year, our appeal to a broad base of Ghanaians, irrespective of our more political.
But I say, lawyer Andrew Appiah-Dankwa, a member of the Movement for Change Communications team. Alfred.
Yes, sir.
We are surprised that day, alanchmantin hold the press conference. No katumu say at this point, meaning the elephant at Tunkwanta Yapai.
Not at all.
Are they?
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Brothers, it's an phone, but it's coming back. Okay, BB. And I'll take it from where he ended.
Okay.
Or say, Alan, what tolerance? Now, what tolerance? You don't walk away from challenges. What tolerance? You don't walk away from challenges. What you in your life? What package when you challenge that? Thank you. In your marriage, when you challenge that. With your children, when you challenges that. In everything you do, there are challenges. But the way you manage it and come out of it, now would come with story. Not by breaking out of it. The way you manage it, now we PA film no, and now would come with them. And that is why people can write books out of it. There are We come from different aspects of life, and we come together. So don't think say their way yeah, in their way yeah, it should be the same. One of the kind is a widespread violence, yes sir,
yeah,
and intimidation
of the supporters.
And that is the word he keeps on using ehame. Minya, same way reporters.
Yeah.
Seriously speaking, this 26th August, how many violent in Nnawotwi?
Maybe one center on the 26th August the
Aye.
One center on the 26th August the
May say how many violent in Nnawotwi on the 26th.
I think back one year critical year. The agent now, so be the board.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is the most ARPA. 1 out of 17 centers. And he talked about the recently ended a bid for the first stage and the violence that came out of it. Now, apart from that, they say I should be baby and I will be baby. Nothing of that happened. Until when you use this as a basis, I ask myself questions. Are you tolerant? Hasn't this happened in most elections before?
Maybe your free say it shouldn't happen in NPP.
Me want a Daily Dispatch newspaper on the Friday edition, 29 September.
Okay. That's Edra.
Yes, there's a man here called Boniface Gambila. I was sacked by ex-president Kufuor 15 years ago for supporting Akufo-Addo and not Alan. I was sacked by ex-president Kufuor 15 years ago for supporting Akufo-Addo and not Alan.
Okay.
I'll give you names like Eric Ajiman, Rimani Guma, Thomas Kofi Alonzi, the late Sebastian Besnap, Moses Apia, Emmanuel Sinet Asigri. They all went through similar issues.
With such complaints?
Yes, but they didn't give up. They didn't say because of that, ye party no. Nanado didn't say that because of that, me chia party no so. Because my people were being intimidated. Nanado didn't give up. And then Nanado is the president of the Republic of Ghana. He didn't give up. Listen, people go through all sorts of things in parties. You think it's everything that we do in the party that I'm pleased? But I have to stay there and correct the wrong. If you think the party or the movement you are going to form don't be challenges, people are coming from different phases of life. They'll bring their different ideas. You have challenges, you have meetings. People will disagree with you. You can't be an authoritarian over there. Are you going to say then you are going to move from that movement and going to start another movement? I know be so better move was our movement because of you say you want everything in your direction. As a man, you face your challenges and you correct them. And that is how leaders leave names. It's not by just being president, but by staying in your party and correcting measures to leave a legacy. Say, oh, Ampa. And then you to meet say, you bought Kwame Nkrumah din, you bought Buzi Adin, you bought even Rollins, Kufuor, plenty ex-leaders, and even people who were not presidents but have contributed to the significant growth of Ghana.
Okay.
And it's because of the way they stood up to the challenges they faced one after another, and they put the corrective measures in place. Until at the end of it all, we come together and we support a country that is Ghana. And then say, your friend say, Nenima ballot box if that Frankfurt doesn't die before the 4th December elections. 9 months. Say, because Frankfurt they say go before from your submission we say 4 months.
9 months.
Usually it's 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Gestation period near the end, growth near the end. But if Nenim to be ballot paper no so.
Okay.
Obi bisa me say. Na say oko na ebia menu eko polling station na your born in Nusu Kakra, will you resign as a Ghanaian? That's a question for all of us to ask.
Oh, how?
How saying? Now say you are intimidated with agent war. Are you going to leave the country that you don't want Ghana again?
But must the polling station be
oh, Master, sure.
Sure.
Munye bida. Munye bida.
After yenye nalande.
Munye bida. Men yes sir. Men yet to say ma munye bida. What I'm saying is things happen. Things happen. And when things happen, you walk away. Then everybody is going to walk away from his challenges. Challenges are there to build you up. This is personal decision. I like him as a nice gentleman, but he's let some of us down.
There's one issue we want more. Me call a Inkwawaba near Babeshe in the NPP. Munya Formina independent candidate, you Koko Wini. And there's a bay albatross on the neck of the party. Se party ni besage in the back. Ewo NPP amayokoni. Ana pemu constitution ka wunya ko independent ani party na to kwanta mapai. Se alanchemate ko winia. Wo NPP partner alanchemate. Eni eya me pese eba bedi eho enkobo. Ayin go boko ori.
Boko mini.
Jama no hye.
Boko.
Ma kwan na
eni mi a easy edi e fam.
Eba easy dey so.
Match a one up.
Better say.
Na match a wahwefo nyina.
Okay.
Na menuan mienu so match a mo. Open guess
especially
ono na edidi. Afrafranto yesusa no.
Yenhwe wuyem na yenhwe miyem na.
Afrafranto ne ho mfaso bebre.
Okay.
Man say at the tender age no.
Yeah.
Ye so eager say ye be say yenya adult features bi.
Yeah.
Enti yesu ane e ka che so wo pese wo publics efu a.
Yeah.
Unya afrafranto na de fufa so a efu monde bi da. Nti ye tumi kochi afrafranto no ne de fufa ye motu mo.
Okay.
Ye publics gina.
Yeah.
So it shows you how significant
afrafranto
etie. But say ne maka no machia na machia me constituency. Me party chairman ne me constituency executives. Minua discussion ya ekosu. Me I'm a sad person.
Ade.
I'm a sad person for MPP. Me I know in 2024.
Okay. Pick your voice Akariba.
Ye John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah.
Ebe wini abe the president of this country. But ye pe oppositioner eye credible. Na enye se yanya free day ni yeko. Obu ni man no.
Okay.
Ese se yenya oppositioner ebe united strong. Na to me edi suggestions aba. Valuable suggestions. No more a criticize government no constructively. Na nyoma bia se bio ebe kwa anko yi no aban no atumi atwetwe breaks wo ho se ne ebe ya o man no mefa ne ntampa afra.
Okay.
Na matie menua panyi na o ka se yewra lanchemantin onye tolerant. Se nipa wu abrabom na challenges eba wa kwan mu a how you handle the challenges no and the kind of person yeah. But you know say you cannot deliberately create consistently challenges on the way of somebody. How? Sure, I follow some of the activities.
NPP.
Yes. Da me ra who kese. And I mean who say NPP 4 and 5 ye ra lanchremantin enye was as enough. Da MPP 4 the last rally. Ediama omo candidate omo yi no against Yewura Kwesi. Papa na nkasa eko ho. Se omo nyina ekoboa se ne ebe ya omo be campaign no na omo candidate a omo fixing no ebe win on behalf of the party. Odi kanko program na se okoye no omo ma no podium se onkasa. Microphone ekura no papa na nkasa. Na Nanabi, they didn't even alert him say vice president but ogina ho kasa say na ya starting your announcement, hey, the vice president is coming. Now look at Alan Chemantin, a man of this stature. Now ogina ho why surprised and founded onim ni haonye. And you could see say uhwe nanima. Utum say I don't know ehano, but with his character, his humility, no, that is what I see in him. He smile over it. Okay. And I make her say, where can this thing happen? One.
Should I show you?
Where?
Should I show you?
You said I shouldn't interject.
Where's
I shouldn't interject. Enti Mako rally. Mo speakers or can be nipa mama na konya on the front seat. Enti say wa sorry no or kasa. No no na de nipe na kasa. Party ni na man opportunity say on address gathering no. Gathering no so ye party supporters. Enti say vice president ba na president so beba. Ni adu ni so a o kasa no e dey necessary moye. Bia oh penye twintwen so kakra. What you say? Okay. You pat him on his shoulder. Oh, nyabotre na bia trans na asimasi yen usher ne in. Ana vice president Iba no. Some more protocols. Yeah. Na mo alerting say oh Alan ewo platform so kasa. Obewie shortly. Owie ya na afi ma eden. Maba. All these things didn't happen. Na is nipa no gina onu. Buoni ni bie akura ni ho amode ye den. And at that stage, yeah. Na wa declare an intention say yeah. Or contest. Yewra ba omiaso a declare an intention say or contest. Yeah. And this nipa mienu competitors. Na in the midst of party supporters. Na sa nipa no ye treat no in that way. What does it communicate to the other party supporters? I just said nipa no kra no
for say because I think say and I think the national organizer on his own behalf then the party itself came to apologize and admit say and
that was a planting. So for how long would these things continue to repeat themselves? Yet here and on one supporters. Yeah. Okay. Yet to aba obi to make or to aba na wa yi di akire say ma to akoha, which violates the laws that govern the casting of ballot in this country. Na nipa no reason concern na ma hwe no pumpra amana no aide ahono. And enya honkwa, we have our colleagues in parliament who came out to say they were supporting the man. Do you know what they were going through? Do you know the MPs are few MPs now mutumi yes so courageous ka say they are going with this man, whether rain or shine they are with him. No? Do you know what they were going through? So you don't intentionally create problems for the person who share and create hard work or blockages on his way. Now we are contra and say blockages now why intentionally what create a man no. He should be tolerant and then overcome those blockages. And baku and a lot. Where Sylvester, maybe you know my binti. Do you know say because say now all support to Alan, no, some of the MPP people echo as amwajanho English botiano. Okay. No more convincing say omra na ome contested Sylvester. And these were all I'm telling you. This is an issue of public opinion. As a Majan, the party did it. Oh, why are you lying?
It's not true.
My brother, why are you lying this morning? Why are you lying this morning?
It's never true.
MPP as a political party, they have these credentials when it comes to democracy. Say, oh, they are the best political party. Things like this, we shouldn't even see them in the party. Okay. And this nepa no mu di na bro na mu ka se mane nkasa onye di na mu di na bro mu di na ye wo ha ena na akufo ado ne ye wura akufo enra ne ye. Okay. And he lost to President Kufuor. Eba ya Alan ye say oni ne be contest. E dey ade na. Okay. Party for no kan. Yes yo. Me ba mu ache aduru so isn't it? Nanya mwana namuka. That was the chorus. That was the chorus of the party. That was the chorus of the party. Me ba aduru so. Me ba me kwa or say my boys ne didi. Bula braso. Me o time na me gile say me ba ya me sad one nyina. Ama fache me pa.
Meka say na no pay 10 o'clock pepe ye nyina hia wo Legon Botanical Gardens Adom Color Party for busuafo ni nyina ebra family of 5 year 20 Ghana cedis fa color ebra na ye nyina enyi eni ene ma ene afroma eme bonde wankasa so be share businessmen oyo ban so be share wa for ma o metimi create opportunities dey ema ti ano pay exactly 10 o'clock ye nyina hia Legon Botanical Gardens Adom Color Party 2023 ebeye de ache afibia area ama for message kakra ya aba and we say good morning questions here to you and your partner, especially Mr. Jonathan Asante Ochre. I love his submission. Muhammad watching you live from Boko in the Upper East region. Good morning Akwasi and your team, thank you for the good job done. Moses Kisi also Erebaye I don't know. We say Akwasi good morning, please let your partner know that Alan did not base on just one issue, but NPP breached their own decisions on their rules. That's why Alan parted ways with them. George Che and anyway, and so we say good morning because I'm watching live from Wassa Ekropon Adam the Lucky Star and anyway bye. We say good morning to you and your team. I'm watching you live from Kumasi Kojo Asempa Kojo Asempa Furniture Works. We say NPP has changed from a peaceful party to a more violent party. Exactly. I have run out of words in po. NPP internal voting pony. NPP, the more you wash your dirty clothes outside, the more Ghanaians can see how dirty it looks like. NPP can join all their aspirants, Dr. Baumia, Kanejapon, and everybody into one candidate. Still, NDC will win come 2024 elections. Alan Chemate is out of Occupy Jubilee House. In Siake Abraham, Edway, Efi, Yoso, Ena, Ode. I'm listening to you live on Asempa 94.7 FM. Thank you very much. Abdul Malik Fusu Jr. and so anyway, about here so live as well Asempa 94.7 FM. Now you be in on Adom TV. Mame ko ora Jonathan Asante Ochre amene enwe. Apani Jonathan. Jonathan. Okay. Eti afa yenhwe baby apa na nyina odi de nyina akwakogu. They wrap up. Alan Chemate, chance. Alan Chemate, opportunity. So bet me up PV to NPP 4 votes come 2024.
I'm say I don't know. I wish Alan the movement. I know person actually say OG baby what you say. Yeah. And yeah, MPP from Kwanemu, you be bleeding more on the MPP support base. Already I know the we to me in our. Okay. As to what I say, I have said, BB Sam say, what do I mean by kingmaker and not the king?
Yeah.
Sam say, at worst or at best, the movement to me is sustainable. Say, I cut 2024 elections, yeah. And at best, because people did not envisage, and I say analysts, as more years service near them, did not envisage say, BB Sabet into now share service now about Montana, they will have to have a rethink and do it again. Then we will see.
Okay.
But other than that, if push comes to shove, you bet me and say, a new role of a play, no Emma. But outright in terms of NDC or MPP. And until the Sabana Sadia, not just say, or no, by a kingmaker, until nobody decided as to Crawford maybe a more for or more Abano.
Okay.
So that is what I mean by a kingmaker and not the king. And so we need structures in place. People may not easily buy into Nnawotwi Yi at the moment.
Yeah.
As good as they may sound, because the likes of Dr. Busakari, which said the man came with beautiful ideas. If other NDC could have decided, said no, Papa no, with that in the young Chilean fancy a binding non-Kenya broad base like what President Kufuor did some years back. But the visa NC, so that man is still rotting away with all the good ideas. As to whether some are going to implement, we may not be able to tell.
Okay.
But if Alan is able to sustain the movement in the year, and you're obeying me, I and Yama Abama MP for one children.
But it has Ora Jonathan Asante Ochre, a political analyst, University of Cape Coast, Nnawotwi Yi and Commoner. Lawyer. Yes, sorry. Honorable.
Say I'm time to be there.
Say na make no. Yeah. Near Abano. Politics is a game of numbers.
Okay.
Nti obiti baby no ka say oh you lunch mantin what is he going away with? Then na odiko, then odiko. Utum say sa nipa no na ni knowledge in politics no ewo form.
Okay.
Because say number of people are unyaye in the past elections.
Yeah.
Say nipa mienu kura free mo you don't get the same figure.
Sure.
And don't forget say me nam te ha na media kire na masanya. Me so me wo me faithfuls bi a omo baby. Na no me di mason etutu form na me hwe. Ye wura benaye. You know how this man on this your platform no bet na ha defending Nana Akufo-Addo Amambu and those things. Ye wura Boniface no ne some personalities be. I'm telling you, here adena e koso wo. Insuo nania e say din just because ye wie presidential elections.
Okay.
Say ye wie flag bearership race no. Ne parliamentary primaries ni wia. You see what will happen. And that is where we are going to get the true picture of the movement.
This issue about system no supporting nipa bako. I know say MPP Munkwana or Monyo share this time. And this in when Professor Johnny Vasatam is the late and Anakunedo Admiral is echo. Na encophobia no more to join a for me NDP feel say. Yet they atabios
Thank you.
NDC force.
Yeah.
Talk of Swedro declaration.
Swedro.
Even John Dramani Mahama. Even if he said, yeah, the almost share part no eso. Now, who needs that system anymore? How do you sustain yourself?
And that is what we are saying. These things you are talking about.
Yeah.
When you trace history, you follow the track.
Yeah.
Let's take the Swedro declaration.
Yeah.
When Rawlings appointed Professor Mills,
yeah,
without the party going through the formalities now,
yeah,
now declare and say, oh yeah, the candidate for the party. What happened to NDC? We lost that election in 2000.
Okay.
And subsequently, sad developments, no, mass nations, no, was down there.
Okay.
And until today, you may say, oh, what in the one, uncle.
Even the recent one called NDC year, Dr. Kwabedu and John Dramani.
Baby, a year Juma is where the party is in power.
Okay.
Now we hear transition now.
Oh, okay.
That is where the problem comes. But say the form that he who is down, fear no for. Okay. Who dear broker brono and but baby, I want to say, you was sitting president. Nani tena IND. Nani party no. Who year transition no.
Okay.
And what na sa crisis we banna one manage crisis in here.
With number of years when you experience as politician.
Yeah.
Kwame was a political party so it deal with that situation because said okay, no matter what, there's always going to be a time where there's going to be a system be a supported open.
Yeah.
So the better to me deal with the said be yeah, encourage Alanche Martin and Nakunedo Admironis.
So the structures have to be followed. Share MPP4 started here. Prior to the super delegate conference.
Yes.
Nyoma na ACC within the party. Now there's a deliberate effort to skew the numbers towards a particular direction. What I say? But the GI system no in a level playing field.
But do you think it's me as
why not? And this is why the political parties we all have to learn.
And you the same na bit tell America about John Mahama
John Mahama
virtually as a party from head to toe. No BRC we declare for John Mahama.
But the structures were working. Sa nyoma mienu who did tutu.
Kwabrando for supporters
Uti say Kwabrando for
at the long run Kwabrando had to pull out from the race.
Uti say Kwabrando for supporter bi obi kohwe obi wo baby.
Maybe one election.
That's what I'm saying. Nti nyoma no binum wo ho a ye di tutu bi ho a enye me can say what is wrong is wrong.
Sure.
Ye ni choose say the democracy enye ye be rule on my way. yanya ka say democracy near dey kwa. It is expensive no, not the cost.
Yeah,
there are certain things I say we endure, and that is where the expensive nature of it comes.
Okay,
what I say what be di mampenye we na wo kwa.
Yeah,
party no wo ho.
Okay,
president will come, president will go, but the party a ogina mu a obedi president no will remain. Yewra Rollins na DNDC ebaye wo wuko. Yewra Mills abedi oko, Yewra Mahama abedi oko, but the party still stands. Okay, NPP or Yewra Akufo abedi ye oko, Nana Akufo Addo abedi obeja ako. So you don't come na ba omi abedi. Ba omi asubedi obo. Ono ne pe wan say dey bia me make a tell say. Can say ba omi abedi how. Mama abedi ye no say no dey. Ono na 30 seconds. Ono ne penti ne mu aye die. Okay. And this menya ne 3. Empenforce Mills. Obi gwangu a. Yenso ye benya ne 3. Obi gwangu a. Obi nkwan mai. No obi nkwan ahwa. But we will get to know the true picture of this movement after year presidential elections. Year parliamentary primary. November 4th. And you will see by that time because unless will be a MP now koka say wako declare this standard as I say you declare the seat nearby your primaries adia let me be sir say Alanchire Martin kwa okwe the sustenance in our political space and you're not the first person why near Omo ye bi nyina so from Gusitano to Rekubro Bay to Mwanu na nakunodo ajma Rollins mu nyina ye hunu baby edomo ekoko wiye. Can Alan still be relevant in our politics after leaving the mother party?
Okay, so all analysis I think it's very unfair. Only a very good job if you started from just 92.
Okay.
What I say. And you also do a very good job if you only concentrate on Ghana. Because offer CPP.
Say your voice,
so offer CPP.
Okay.
CPP every care away.
Yeah.
CPP every care away from friends UDC. Let's say offer NLM. NLM na be MPP. NLM every care away from CPP. They don't have what I say. So CPP now you're strong. CPP is practically dead. I think that CPP is strong. Nothing from almost
the dynamics need different because the Fourth Republic, are painting a different picture to us.
The dynamic is the same because a human being is a kind of
no.
TMA a kind of but see, they are sustainable and South Africa will shake the world over. Penna, it's my sustainable, but it is sustainable.
Yeah,
and offer contest only nipa. Offer the contest only a Ghana for. Them can ocean from that context. The question we should be asking: DNMA movements no are sustainable. They are there. Since who build the to utie Alanchire Martin, Osho Kwame Nkrumah, Osho NLM. The sustaining party, the extent to which I'm more committed to certain values, being ideals. Okay. And the sustaining party. To utie Alanchire Martin consistently or come about the fact that no Alanchire Martin say or believe in the values and ideals are founding fathers the founding fathers or can NLM founding fathers somebody say a tradition. Some of us it was strong beliefs say MPP as it is now a departure from our values and that MPP no any semblance to MPP now okay. So some movement, say you so Alpha Fronton.
Okay.
This movement can be sustained. Okay. If one, it's me, Emma Ghana for it values ntia, they started some movement.
Okay.
Some movement is sustainable. If you show unrelenting commitment to some values, some movement may change if it may succeed in your Chinkana for. Mind so about the entire politics because we say your politics you focus on power. Unya power, but power is a starting point. Power is a starting point. Okay. That power is supposed to deliver a certain some governance, be a big guarantee or friends saying rule of law. Say because the rule of law and everyone who found who protecting. Some governance be a bit more critical system. your individual economic aspirations no can be met. To provide some governance you better tolerate disagreements.
Okay.
Deliver some governance citizens better say an obligation to demand accountability from one government. So you to me succeed inside your transformation agenda no. You to me succeed in tuning Ghana for dream to sound normal way. Now say yet so it me remain committed to say your ideals governance are and about whether a bit more sustaining. The best so powerful movement say MPP for any NDC other political way no omunim force a ebeke omo.
But I say Alfred, yes.
Speaking on behalf of MPP and the government, no, I say we have more time to explain things.
At the same time, no more time.
No.
I mentioned two organizations, government and MPP. They don't have tolerance. Who need tolerance? Who need tolerance? What say who need tolerance? Who need tolerance? Who need tolerance? It's up to him. I requested something from him. It's up to him to give me or not to give me. It's a request I put before. With tolerance. With tolerance level. We're exposing on the party movement. We're exposing movement. You've exposed the movement.
5 minutes.
You've exposed the movement. They are not tolerant in anything because I requested from you. It's up to you to give or not to give. I'm on the floor now. Oh, Charlie, be tolerant. I'm on the floor. Yes, sir, lawyer. Yes, sir. Now say I'm going to start a moon tolerant. You know, they just say into a bigger area. We're tolerant.
Which is obvious.
Okay, I feel I'm best at 1927.
Obvious.
928.
I have time now.
I feel I'm best at 928. Minya ne Kasani, he brought and went back to us saying that then. And they are so funny. They are very, very funny. They forgot what they do to Rollins and Kunedo. They're the last people who should even judge anybody. They're the last people who should even talk about anybody. I mean, if you time Rollins say back into the stadium, almost share that bomb. That time will be a katan in Rollins man is a sumpobian Kasano. That broke the heartbreak that Rollins got from the party. Till date, he never recovered. That is what made Nana Kunedo go and form her own party. Who kind of Amode Francis is here? Women's organizer. Maybe he wasn't in the party by then. Congress. Oba Tanya, original was women's organizer. Na Bema Fabib, no, they are Bonichi. Yes. Yes. They had to quickly escort the lady out of the place. Thank you very much. The viewers are seeing how intolerant the two parties are, movement and party. How intolerant they are. Ghanaians are looking at us. And they chased Frances out of the place. Kakra neje Frances. Menyumnyamba Frances. Call her and ask her. We know what has gone on in this country. And let us tell you, listen, no party will sit down and say, I'll be feeling chair. Or because say, oh, I'm okay. I don't need anybody. We need numbers. But we will not sit down and cry over spilt milk. Okay. And we will not also sit down and pamper people. People should be bold and tell themselves, say, what I am doing is wrong. I need to stay in and fight on, soldier on. I need to stay in and correct the wrongs. Because if you can't do that in your own party, then you can't correct the wrongs in this country. Because you have over 30 million people plus to control. And all of them will tell you, say, they are way and omumpe. But you have to know how to bring them along. There are challenges. Party no more, we can't say challenge be any. What happened in Ascend was a wrong. And the party came out and condemned it in all certain terms. The people who were involved came out and apologized.
You deliberately do it.
Almost buy and almost by patch or say they are almost yeah no almost yeah. The level of intolerance in NDC and the movement is becoming unbearable in the studio. Yeah, Kasano. A chese yen as a party no. Well, at 70 no for over almost there from the time to date. We come most of our social media aids. You see people. Media may support it, MPP. Media may support it, MPP. Media may support it. It tells you how people love the party and they don't care what the matter is. They will stay in and correct the wrongs. They will stay in and correct the wrongs because they are echoes on but we won't sit down and say, Ebia, way. Some will be okay with one or two things, others will not be okay. Others will be okay with one or two things. But you have to understand and know how we go around things. To me, for all of us to enjoy as a party. What legacy na Jack Amayemba? Say if we can't stay in and say we'll continue to support the party, no matter what. We are going to elect a flag bearer, and I believe in the flag bearership of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Okay. I know there were challenges in the economy, and it's not only in this economy. Obian himself, across the globe, there are challenges economically, but we are solving the challenges one after another, and that is a sign of a good leader. The mere fact say, yeah, challenging, say, Wahaman and Sasu say, oh, maybe a family, maybe a he's working and he's doing his campaign. But on fan diagro, you resigned in January of this year. Oral and chairman. You resigned from the government. Say who could start a campaign. Yeah. You didn't start till after me. Time I was starting, not doctor, I a campaign the dada. Now we share individuals. Our office said they are very important. Our ombe to the success of his campaign. They are very influential in their various constituencies and places. Ombe to abani adie. We share more. By the time we no na microphone PIA. If you remember, one of the significant things he said on TV3, or say, okay, for time Obe decided so called independent and say, on the 26th of November, what happened is going to be the same thing that will happen on the 4th. Because the people who voted on the 26th and the massive votes they gave to Dr. Anu are the same people who are very influential in their constituencies. And they are the people who are going to do their campaign. So nothing will change. And that is a significant statement that, HSA, people have worked for what they got. Dr. Amfe Jumani India going from Monday or Shasibium from Bonu going. Okay. And he's working until he wins the elections. The mere fact say yes, Obia per doctor, no. In Chese, you play with the job. Okay. No. But I'm telling you one thing, and I've worked with him and I'm realizing this every day. Do
you see the fear of losing to the Alan Rizana?
The more me endure on that, the more people the NDC try to condemn Dr. No, the more God blesses him. Okay. Because a QMP in a BB manu, and you see it ahead of you. Okay. Alan, on him say or call let me tell you the truth. Me, I see it this way. Say Oko 26 no, on who say he wanted to at least win Yankra be the second. But for even Kennedy to come ahead of him, no, it wasn't good for him. Okay. And he wouldn't let that repeat itself on the on the 4th of November. And I understand where he's coming from. I appreciate where he's coming from. I don't have any qualms with him on that. But to put the whole party into the AEC because of certain things that were party, every party wants challenges. I'm telling you, go into NDC now, you will still have people who are challenging certain status quo in the party. And that is why Gufo sent the party to court. Okay. But at the end of it, office say, maybe I don't know, you have a friend, you can't, so you have to withdraw. It happens in every party.
But I say,
but you have to stay in and make sure that you put it together for the party to stand tall.
Communications.
But I say,
this is a very suicidal political decision Honorable Alan Nnawotwi has taken. He will actually understand it in the coming months before the re-election period in 2024. Kwesi not in Aguna, Odobi, Nnawotwi, and so Brian. Obey to me at the comments at all a Facebook page on Adom TV Extra. Adom TV Extra. Their comment or imagine prepare marking kind of at the amount. On why you come myself. Registration said I call area.
Oh,
minus okay. Ne register na.
Now, who is complaining about the minors?
The Electoral Commission.
They don't even have that balls
to
complain.
Hey, can you imagine?
They don't have the balls to complain. And this is when
almost sanctify the electoral register. No, only balls to complain when and woman send for us register.
Then who say minors?
I don't show pictures in you.
Can you just look at somebody's facial dissonance and say minors? And this is what we were saying. If she had taken the registration to the various polling stations, at every polling station, I would not leave my community. Sometimes I say I'm going to Sunyani to go and stay there and be a party agent for my party. Definitely, if I will be an agent, I have to be an agent in my polling station. And we are in a community. When you go to most of the communities, smaller communities, the people, they know themselves. Nkrobinum wa ahuhu du krono so dana yenim say we ahuhu na ba. Unlike the cosmopolitan areas like Accra and Takradenum and other places, Kumasinum, fine, we may have those challenges. But kitin no. And this is why we were saying, sir, we should have decentralized the thing to the polling stations. Na Krobia polling station, ya yi natives are omo they know the people. NDC one in Nipa, MPP one in Nipa. Meti ano say, me smaller community me free mo. Akula ya wono ne minimum no. Age awadi minimum. And this me ti ho na sa akula na ba be register. Minimum say we only 18 years. I will challenge the child. What I say? But say ye fa akula no a free in the village. Near the Naba district capital. Say omra be register no. Who is from that village? Onim say akula we only 18 years. Any the neighbor. What I say? Since say or my year registration no at the polling stations level. Anka sa unkulankitin na okano. Anka Emma so. And then I heard the EC saying say oh this is the reason why Omoka say ye nyusu Ghana card na yemfa and register a man for. Ombisa ne who say registration na ye no. They should strike the requirements. How many registrants? Ene ba ya omudi Ghana card ena aba ena omudi guarantor system no aye adwuma. You will see that the guarantor system no more percentage than omo Ghana card no. So obi ni Ghana card does it mean say we have to disenfranchise the person while he has attained the age of 18? Looking at the criteria, somebody can be on day 10 of registration. Now man for the guarantor system registration no 63.09%.
Thank you.
Omo anom the Ghana card and 36.53%. And omo the passport say 0.38%.
So this is what I'm saying. Look at the percentages. Omo obi akofa obi aba say on guarantee the biano. It's assume say nipa no oni Ghana card. Because nipa no wo Ghana card. Kodebeko. Okay. So nobody is against the Ghana card, but we are saying say the NIA should do it possible best to make sure say everybody is covered.
Okay.
Ye we na sa de na ye aduma na ye roli full system na ya roli. But here is the case say who this system no ban stakeholders say what aka kire say ni awu ye no e the problem beba.
Yeah.
What I say analysis na me you are not getting the impulse of it. Ye me wo bia Accra ha.
Yeah.
Ye mfa ne say obi wo adan she Accra say. Na bia political party bi akofa akola bia free adan say omra no be register ho. Bia ye ba ye no ye yi minua na wo say ye agent bia wo ye agent for one of the parties. We so ye agent for one of the parties. Ono ni adan what I say. Okay. And to say ye the minor abakura obe dan who say nipa na yakofa na ba or ye minor.
Okay.
But say ye community based and a polling station based
ko bi any mo bia.
Ka ye benya natives omobe mani the polling station and help to do away with that. So it is the omo ade omoka said they will not listen to anybody, no. And then what baffles me is that they knew we have a backlog of about 3 years. Okay, they brought their budget to Parliament. Parliament approved the budget for them.
Okay.
So and then a buyer, they cast a national exercise. No, they are restricted to district centers.
NDC, I'm say, more agenda, and it's okay for them. I didn't think that year registration, yet to me kind of okay. They are glad that minors being registered because baby no more.
Who is glad? Don't
submission.
No.
It tells you say they are glad
that it is their
when you have time. The joy when you have time. Me I misconstrue a true. My misconstrue a true. True.
I will not have a bite.
What will say? My friend is saying is assumed. Sir, registration the Ghana card against the
but the statistics
I'm assuming I'm coming.
Look at the
I'm also assuming on what you are saying.
Okay.
Me say because like a letter commission me say me understanding. I'm telling you about my understanding, not your understanding. I'm telling you about my understanding. Please, you have your time. You have your time. You can't be doing this. You have your time. You have your time. You can't be doing this. Obi any for chair me pick up a loading call. Omode call here way. Omode call here registration. Let me be saying say when wakula ni mo ka say and then just akula no. Under 18. That's what you asked me. And they are glad. Anita will say program. Why can suffer? Anita will say program. Why are you not tolerant? Why are you not tolerant?
Mr. Alfred.
Movement in Mumu here tolerant.
Alfred.
Now coming back to my point. Me say, your model.
That's one understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
Say the ekoso no, say ekoso.
Okay.
But you do no credit. You the year registration here. A chance you can even control and manage and help this nation to grow.
Okay.
They are almost as a party or as a government, if they are even Yamin Pengu elected into government, it's lies and propaganda. Because Oma Kache Electoral Commission say yewo district various polling stations in Oma yewo. So we are going to carry youth, we are going to carry minors. That you
need evidence.
Oh,
there wouldn't be evidence.
They say assumed. I'm talking about assumptions.
Okay.
They are using assumptions here.
They also want reasons to say we should go with Ghana card. That is why they also limit this sentence.
What can I say? You best start Ghana card.
Yeah.
The time President Kufuor buy President Nanado buy no say adeya chedodo. Let us use Ghana card so that it becomes the sole AU of most of AU verification because a honor is easy and the regulations there and it's easy for you to electoral commission almost dealing with elections. They don't have time to now go and be a guarantor. I'm a winner underage and now be being prosecuting there. They don't have time to be going to the court and all those things. So let the AE do it. And see, don't get at that time, no yet general secretary can say no NDC person should go and do what do you call it? Ghana card. Echi do time afafra Anthony do name bresono. What say man you say Ghana card because Munkro for into me and register. I mean, why do you do this? Why do you do this to Ghanaians? And you want the same people, you want to come and rule
18.
them.
18 years.
Honorable, now why you're very, very, very sorry to you that we're being disciplined. We are becoming very disciplined on the set today. Seriously, and you're fine. Man, yes, sir. This is not the government we want to see tomorrow.
So you have accepted that we are coming?
No, never. When Ghanaians are seeing you, who want this thing to come here? When Electoral Commission will be a sentence. How many have they registered to date? Over 600 plus.
Yeah.
It means that they are meeting their target. The lady knows what she's doing. Printable and unprintable words. You say against the chairperson of the EC. But she's proving to you time and over. Say she knows what she's doing and she knows how to manage her things. Now, can say even Charlotte say and year way in a 1 year. No, I said this is not national elections, and she will never do this against the national election. We have district elections, and those are the times where you put certain things in place to manage and see the systems, how you can make sure that the systems are going well as you want them to be. You insulted her, said so many things against her, but time and over again, a proof actually say. Their auditor honor, it's happening.
It's afraid.
And what she's saying is, why are you worried? Because now she sees that intentionally or unintentionally, we are all seeing, say, your friend saying, minors are coming to register.
Yeah.
We are all seeing it. And
maybe be as a key no police station base. And no, easy for our say.
Why?
Police station,
and that is why I'm asking you a simple question. Yeah. Why should we keep on lying to ourselves?
Because politicians always find a way to get the power.
No, it is wrong. And that's why you and I should start condemning it. We should start condemning that instance. Say, if you want to lead this country, lead on truth, and start by showing it by your examples. I would do it all. Now, we 5 minutes now we register. Now we catch them and say they are over 18. Can I trust you to come and lead such a country? Can I trust you to come and lead a country?
But you are already leading.
But you are forgetting something. Okay. You are forgetting something. Say, most of them have free education.
Yeah.
And obia when you have free education, no. Or wofianya start to see say, menya at the papa instead of waiting for 20 years. Amenya sa free.
But I say, I'll
vote for a party or dream who
limited who is bringing voter registration minus yes so move movement so be hamo pa
ebe gu ebe ha Ghana for
okay
ebe ha Ghana for because they have something I can mess up him. He say who is a year to president yeah in Pakistan fever say yeah Ghana for say could choose president yeah because you choose in favor. And every say you could choose president and we see be yan favor.
MP for
really what you say
be tolerant
leader ebeboa ye Ghana for nyina. Inti Ghana for you could choose say so if once that process na kasa no due to whatever we say compromise that problem. Na individual Ghana for so no I just say it me dream deeply about nipa kona you could choose as leader. Because for a lot of there's a misconception. So as you could choose you could yi president young unko toma party okoko yi individual okoko shame people angasa constitution someone of the best sponsor will be what I say until before several times that it me yes education year am for tia say in pakra okoko so the hu hia now in the light of that the ECE no very critical for Ghana for nyina and that is a trend in the light of Ghana not in the light of me winning to me because a bit mama you say am share plagiarizing man very difficult for Yeno to make that right decisions, you know. Now, is one of the reasons to account for opposite unlimited the extent to which your album Mankasano a bit tainted. And that should be focused on. Now who acquire restriction one who per se unlimited extent to which album may be tainted. And about the tainting of the album now, you should not have any tolerance for that. The same way you should not have any tolerance for any deviation from our core ideals and principles. The same way we should not have any tolerance for corruption. That same way you should not have any tolerance for a tainted album. Now, ECB, no. And I'm presuming say it's on the National Friends Identification Authority together. Yeah. So now or you aware say or not say a certain number of Ghana for any Ghana card. Because about Ghana card be the friends saying see you use Ghana card now benefits in there won't argue over that. Benefits in there clear. Okay. But no, I'm presuming say they ought to know based on the collaboration NIA for the say you're this number of Ghana for or more any Ghana card. Because the nothing of say okay be may allow for guarantor system. Because there's a risk also with the guarantor system. Yes. So if I mean you put my post in back way we can go 20 no yeah guarantee. Okay. Now then the question is there's strategy not be in place to limit the occurrence of say guarantor system won't be used by or abused by people too. What I say, if those were her considerations then she can't argue for not decentralizing it all the way to the polling station level. She don't want to justify. If that was your real purpose, want to justify because about polling station levels, that's one number no. You have a real chance of people winning friends saying among for within the committee to then bring about that challenge now, that self-correcting system no. They bring out it and say, so general in that way now. Then the AACC would say East Lankasaka said they are minors no. I justify on more normal feel say easy no for Bra police station level. I justify on claim.
Exactly.
If the east in case see now, I justify that claim no. And also come about district say me for the district level a say assembly cry. Because in say about district level elections are the assemblyman no really no electoral areas.
And here too.
And I yet to. Say. So if a electoral areas and your focus is to put in place a system that would make the district level election easier and viable and give us opportunity to choose the right people then you necessary so like easy no would be back all the way down to electoral area. What I say? So miss from where I'm sitting first as a Ghanaian. Okay. From where I'm sitting first and foremost as a Ghanaian, because sometimes no the way your politics here and say and that's why I'll never support coup d'etat. I'll never support coup d'etat because politics no as a econo our system is correct. One because politics is the politicians, the partisan politicians. Ghana for is essential part of it because you could take a decision really no all the woo to me no and all them amount for. So as time goes by, not Ghana for a system I say no moon amount for. Now, Omo take the repercussions of the Omoyano.
I may announce and Fulan pick a 2 or 3 calls be 0302211701 0302211702 0302211703. Bet me I join a discussion. Na FRP lawyer.
It is a TS and then a bit of people will say, oh no, friends say you take decisions are. The only consideration should be what's in the best interest of the country. Because I'm saying for say, me interest. If I say I could choose a decision based on me interest, me interest. That's how interest no, a interest a weaken Ghana. Interest first of all, my economic environment. Let's say, interest my man fulfill say my security you lose. Interest in poor it me fully environment. My man for a uprising now. Then some interest and me protecting against the national interest no. I will lose maybe interest.
Okay.
Into no.
Okay.
Sometimes no so one you could dita that's a massive and kasa rania. You better some people some for say me could make a decision now. What I should think about consider first. What is in the best interest of Ghana?
Akisbi, good morning.
Good morning, Fa.
Bako there.
Adom ya shwe meti as matan for na ebere na nso e.
Yeah, dey am here you.
Opa da ko ponsira ni adwuma agba Ghana man. Na in fact, yisi madam we dey wa mo o. The India mechanic self, you know, 2012, 2013, 2020, you see me, come on, COVID, buy, you see me, the registration in Rako, school, my man for Poco, already sky. Almost anypada 5,000 over, and at a price. And now, what's the young called district capital? Because I kiss Mr. Shibakwa, will be to me called district capital, or be in and out to inquire 62 Ghana cities, or become a better life, I don't know so that offer. So if I just was Saba, not yet here, was saying at once. Now, you know, one of you one. O se man show when you say me tell you see say no kwata mo dwene Ghana for the and say we dey akisi me say anko
me da say Nana Boss good morning
Minia asunde ka
Kontonji
e bua hia kuma na yai
Ghana for you
Nana ne yai ma pia
that's it
ma me che me lawyer apia dan kwa na busuafo no duka na Dr. Chana senya pana evosion se wodi bibi ma me ka sembi MPP yentia football general secretary kai no obi se ko do chira matin mo ni se sabi of region mu na me wodi saba ne ko dia ka se mi wo se ta one vote kan nya sam ketwa obi se vote me o to yam pia professional do bae na me wodi saba ne me phone tante kwa me ka sam kwa sam ketwa mo nya yam pia no. Yes, na me so man pani. Thank you, no. Me so mo, omo mu yoba duma.
Mohammed, good morning. Mohammed. Good morning.
Morning.
Evacuate you.
The idea is a mine or shefu gunu nsem na wo ka no. Aya na aye to all take personal. Asem no kura ne ye pe no nsem na e koso de be ye be boa. Ama yeni na obi anwo ahenhan no
okay
Ghana ha ye sole kabima min kabi amambuo no ye hu se obi ayeden akọ ayeden akọ ye registration a wa ye ni sa bi se bi da ye hu bi da so hu
nti omuye ni say anya fair
but I say it me for phobia ebim so mo fan che abejafo so better must say ana okay KK good morning.
Good morning.
KK back to you.
Dear me person me can say ye nua na honorable na ote enchen no on comport no kakra e san say ye nye politics na me person me man hunu say registration na ye no ye hwe aban bi atwa mu bre so ye bu no tot e ka de bra o man ni aho kire ne nsem a esi ye no ye nyina ye ni tua
okay
eno na nchen no ye hwe electoral commission wo mo di wo mo ho se de wonu onim honorable no onim amutimi eye die bema on minor tier service ka hwe electoral commission abo no madin ye pa na mi hu say NDC for exase and o mo say enkwara wo mo ni 8 years do mo ko register because
but me say hello good morning. Oh, okay pacho lawyer pacho wrap up pacho you no lawyer you wrap up
my 1 minute wrap up
1 minute be
na 1 minute wo my 1 minute
me suffer me suffer continuation suffer sampa
okay
de bia memory da what set no papa sa he ane ne ho kan me chia mo kwasron
wana be chia
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia
okay
best Ghana force the MPP delegates number 2 or a ballot paper so on the 4th of November omo to about omo kai Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or do or tima or ambassador Emma party in the Ghana mind and I know that when they give him the steer or best sanya mama
Ghana now I know what you
Mr. Mechiaka na phone nyina
okay
na me asa me ka chom say
what you aka
he say bibia yedru no ihia leadership e be transform your leadership e be kan o mind na boom leadership e be my opportunity ma ye push your mind forward no sa leadership no Alan John Odo chairman
be dey appreciate ya wi adman na o che say e be sa do ahia background